So, as per yoga, there are 5 levels of existence. So, let's see what are those levels. So, consider these each level as an existence level. So, first level is level of body. We exist on the level of the body. This is result of what we eat. The second level you should be able to realize is what is called as level of breathing. Third level is the level of your mind. Fourth level is the level of your intellect. And the final level is what is referred as your level of bliss. This is your original nature, as they say. So these are all technical terms and they have equivalent Sanskrit or Hindi words associated with this. So the bliss level is called Anand Maya Kosh. Anand signifying the bliss. This intellect level is called as Vigyan Maya Kosh. Mind is called as Manan Maya Kosh. Breathe is called Prana Maya Kosh. And body, which is a result of the food we eat, the food is called Anna. So, Anna Maya Kosh. So, those are the brief description of the 5 levels of existence according to yoga. So, these 2 levels of existence is something which we can clearly feel. The level of body, obviously we can touch, we can feel by our own. Second, breath. Breath is something which we can, even though not see, but we can feel the existence of it just by blowing air in or out. The mind, intellect, and the bliss are something on the subtle level, but those are also something which we can really experience. So let's start with mind. Mind is something on which level we can feel our emotions. Example, sadness, happiness. This we can clearly feel on the level of mind. On the level of intellect, what we do to take decisions or taking decisions, we do it on the intellect level. To understand something, we do it on the level of intellect. And the last, bliss, is something which is you don't feel happiness or even sadness. You are in the state of nirvana, or you are in a state of equanimity. That can be a correct word for that. And the whole aim of yoga is to reach to this level of bliss. That is what the goal of yoga is. So we saw this, these are the 5 levels of existences we have. And in Hindu philosophy, there is one more state, transcendental state, which is called as samadhi. Or people call it nirvana or moksha or whatever you want to call it. So those are the layers which yoga tries to achieve. On the level of body, yoga suggests what we normally know is the poses, the asanas that everyone is aware of. But at the level of body, two more things are suggested. So what are those two things? First one is asanas, second is yama. Yamas. It's called as yama, which is nothing but control. And then next is niyama, which is nothing but routines. The control. The control of what? Control over yourself for doing non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, non-excess, and non-attachment. And the next one is niyamas. Niyamas or routines of what? Routine related to we should keep cleanliness on level of body and around us. Contentment, self-discipline, self-study, and surrender. So here what we saw is what is required on the level of body. On the level of body we require asana, yama and niyama. So let's see what is suggested on the level of breath. So what is suggested on the level of breath is obviously pranayama. So what we see as a lot of breathing exercises, those are nothing but pranayama. And why pranayama is considered most important is because yoga says that there is a direct connect between body and mind, and the connection is established through breathing. An example of that can be like we breathe in a different manner when we are excited. We breathe in a different manner when we are kind of sad or when we are kind of anxious. And you see the change in the breath on the level of the way we are breathing, and also you see on the level of the body. So say for example, when we are excited, sometimes we are unable to contain ourselves and maybe we are dancing on the level of body. So, and when we are, say for example, anxious on the level of mind, our breathing is different and maybe our heart beats in a different manner, or we need more oxygen sometimes. So that is how the connection is between mind and body. So to address the issues of mind or to have it in a yogic state, what is suggested is pranayama. Okay, number 3, on the level of mind, of course pranayama is both good for on the level of breathing and mind, but for especially for the mind, what is suggested is pratyahara. Pratyahara is nothing but controlling your senses. So what does this mean is, in Hindu philosophy or in yogic philosophy, what the logic behind this is like mind is a center for emotions. So when thinking about okay where these emotions come from, so yoga says that we experience this world through our 5 senses: what we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we hear, what we touch. So once we start using these senses, this gives rise to the desires, and desires give rise to the emotions. So that's how yoga looks at the relation between the senses and the mind. So that's why controlling your senses, or rather withdrawing your senses, will sees the desires coming out and ultimately will control the emotions on the level of the mind. Now let's look at the next level, which is the level of intellect. And for intellect, what is suggested is dharana. That is focusing intensely, concentrating on something. So this helps to sharpen our intellect. Then for experiencing the bliss, what is suggested is dhyana. Meditation. So you might have heard about some exercises like sit in a calm pose and concentrate on a flame of a candle, anything which is good for your concentration. And dhyana, meditation, is something where you most of the time close your eyes and try to experience the thoughtlessness, and which is nothing but bliss. And then last is something which is result of practicing all this and referred as samadhi. So what we just covered is what is referred as Patanjali Yoga Sutras, which is nothing but 8 steps towards samadhi. So one was asana, second was niyama, yama, third was niyama, fourth was pranayama, fifth was pratyahara, sixth was dharana, seventh was dhyana, which takes us to this state of samadhi called as number step in the 8 limbs of yoga. So in short, that was all about what is the concept of existence in the world of yoga, and what are the steps suggested for each level to reach to what is referred as the ultimate goal in Hinduism, which is called samadhi.